Okay, we start out with the original problem, which is 1 plus sine x multiplied by 1 minus sine x equals 1 over secant squared x. So first we do first and first, then we do last and last, because they have the same numbers and stuff. So that would be 1 minus sine squared x. It just brings down the right side, secant squared x. Now we have to determine what identity we would use to make this so that could be equal. That would be the Pythagorean theory, and that's sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. And to get 1 minus, you just subtract sine squared x. Cancel that, and it'll be cosine squared equals 1 minus sine squared x. So that's that side. You have cosine squared x equals 1 over secant squared x. Now we have to determine which identity we would use to make cosine equals secant. We use the reciprocal for that. The reciprocal of cosine, you just add the square, and it'll equal, add the square, x. So now we have 1 over secant squared x equals 1 over secant squared x. So it's equal, so for the last step, you just put left side equals the right side.
For our original problem, we have cosine squared x plus tangent squared x times cosine squared x is equal to 1. Now we're going to start on the left side because that is the most difficult. Now from here, we have to identify which will be common between the three. And from, I'm going to use the quotient identities for tangent squared x. And I'm going to bring the rest down, which will be cosine squared x. The quotient identity for tangent is sine squared x over cosine squared x times cosine squared x is equal to 1. Now from here, we can cross out cosine squared x. And I can bring these two down. Cosine squared x plus sine squared x is equal to 1. Now cosine squared x plus sine squared x is a Pythagorean identity, which is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1. Wait. And the left side is equal to the right side.
Alright, so we have the original problem, which is tangent x multiplied by cotangent x plus tangent x equals secant squared x. So for the first step, we would get rid of the cotangent. So we bring down the tangent, and we use the reciprocal of cotangent, which is 1 over tangent x, and just bring down the second tangent equals secant squared x. From here, we have to distribute first, that first, then that second. And you will have tangent x times 1 over tangent x plus tangent squared x, because we have two tangent x's multiplying together. From here, you would cancel out those tangents because they're on different sides. This on the top, that's on the bottom. And so you would have 1 plus tangent squared x using the reciprocal, which is, the Pythagorean, which is over here, which is tangent squared x plus 1 equals secant squared x. You know that tangent plus 1 is secant, so So you will have secant squared x equals secant squared x. So the left side is equal to the right side.